Is Chris Hemsworth teasing that Thor is going to die in Avengers Doomsday? And if so, what do we think about the MCU moving on with no OG Avengers? But before we get to that, let's take a look at some of the nerdy news and headlines you might have missed throughout the week. My name's Jermaine, that's Naaman, and this is in case you missed it for the week of May 26th.
The Last of Us Season 2 has seen a 55% drop off from the season finale of Season 1. I'm sorry, what did you expect to happen by making an adaptation of one of the most controversial games of the century? And spoilers ahead, unaliving the main character doesn't compel audience to, keep watching. Honestly, I'm still mad it won Game of the Year in 2020. It should have been Ghost of Tsushima, and we all know it.
Love or hate the movie, Lilo and Stitch is crushing it at the box office, breaking Memorial Day records, and it seems like the new Karate Kid won't even dethrone this little blue monster. If this movie makes Disney $1 billion, they're gonna keep making these remakes. I mean, can you imagine them making a live action Ratatouille? Listen, some things we just accept because they're animated, but just imagine a rat actually cooking your food. Just, no.
HBO revealed the casting for Harry, Ron, and Hermione for the new Harry Potter series. For years, fans have said how much they wish that the movies were more of a faithful adaptation of the books. So I'm sure audiences won't consistently compare the new series to the original movies instead of the books. Right?
Marvel and DC Comics are releasing their first crossover in about 20 years, and it's going to be featuring Deadpool and Batman. The last Marvel and DC comic crossover, I believe, happened in 2003 or 2004, which featured the Justice League and the Avengers. Look, Batman and Deadpool are cool, but it's too safe. It reminds me of just Batman and the Joker. Actually, if it was the Joker and Deadpool, now you piqued my interest.
That actually would be very good.
That would be great. That would be nice.
But
which one is gonna snap first? Chris Hemsworth released a video titled "Thank You: The Legacy of Thor," and in the video, it features a montage of different Thor moments along the MCU. It even includes his audition tape for the character. The video description said, "Playing Thor has been one of the greatest honors of my life. For the last 15 years, I've hailed Mjolnir and Stormbreaker as the god of thunder. But what made it truly special was sharing it with you all. Your passion, your cheers, and your love of this character have meant everything to me. Thank you for making my journey through the Marvel Cinematic Universe unforgettable." Next up, Doomsday. This lets fans to speculate a lot of things. Mostly, is Thor gonna die in Avengers Doomsday? Also, it had us thinking, are we gonna go into the next phase of the MCU without any of the OG Avengers? Is he gonna make it out?
I actually don't know, because I feel like we got a glimpse of it in Deadpool.
Okay. Let me clarify or just get ahead of a few things. One, there has been rumors of Thor 5. Two, they did leave us on a cliffhanger in Thor: Love and Thunder, having Hercules come in.
Yeah, but all that can be tied into Secret Wars, and rumors are rumors. Unless it comes from a reliable source, I'm not gonna believe it. So
yeah, it's hard for me to think that he will. Honestly, and this is gonna sound crazy. It's hard for me to think that anybody is gonna die in Doomsday. I know there might be, but I think I'm leaning toward more of the OG X-Men than.
I don't know. I think they're gonna pull another Endgame.
No,
I 100% think, because Marvel Cinematic Universe has not shied away from killing off characters at all. If it drives the story plot forward for other characters, they'll do it. Especially with a lot of these actors' contracts running out of time.
Well,
so I really feel like it's a strong possibility that he might die.
I feel like that's why they bought the old X-Men characters back, the James Marsden, the Alan Cumming. I feel like because they're characters that we connect with, and seeing Doom just go to each universe and absolutely obliterating them, making them know that.
I don't think that he's gonna kill him right off the bat, though.
No, not right off the bat. But I mean, like throughout the movie, I can see Doom just doing that. But the MCU characters, the legacy characters, if you will, the Thors, if he's in it, Captain America. Like, I feel like though Ant-Man's, I feel like those characters are going to survive at least until Secret Wars.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna die in Doomsday. I think he will die in Secret Wars.
Okay. So now that you said that, do you think that we can get on the other side of Secret Wars and have none of the original 6 Avengers? The only ones we have now left over is Thor, Hulk, and Hawkeye.
Absolutely. They've set up the MCU in such a way that each character has their replacement.
Yeah. What about a variant? Do you think that we could have variants for the character?
I think it's a strong possibility, especially with Chris Hemsworth's brother playing Thor. And then not only that, but, they went down the route of Thor's girlfriend becoming Thor.
Yeah.
I'm like they've set up Thor to be like offed and have a replacement.
Okay.
They've set up Hawkeye to be offed and have a replacement. They've set up Iron Man to be offed and have a replacement.
Several replacements. Spider-Man, Ironheart, you pick. Franklin Richards.
But they've already introduced Ironheart. So I'm like,
okay.
They have consistently like set up characters for death. And I feel like they've done the exact same thing with Chris Hemsworth over Love and Thunder and the appearance of his brother.
It would be for me, it would be criminal for them to kill him off. That's why I would love to see. First of all, we can't have him going out like that the way he did with Love and Thunder. Love and Thunder was not good. He deserved better. So
that's what Secret Wars is going to be for him.
It can, but I don't want him to go out and sacrifice.
He goes out on Secret Wars, and I feel like I don't think he's going to go out on a sacrifice. Now, I think we're going to see why Thor was crying in Deadpool.
I think that was a joke. We're not. I think that was a joke.
Is he crying?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. That happens in the distant future.
Why is Thor crying? Quick,
do not speak to her. Stop that. Eyes on me.
I would love for Thor to be a constant, not a main character of the MCU anymore, but I would want Thor to show up on special occasions. I want him to be Odin, have the Odin Force, get all the power, but then I don't want to see him. I don't think he should get his own movie. I think he should show up for special occasions. Maybe a world maybe like an apocalypse storyline. That would be great. Like if we go into the mutant saga and then for whatever reason the apocalypse comes and then he comes down, people will be hyped, and then that takes a lot less stress on his body, and he can just do like one-offs, kind of like Hugh Jackman.
I think that you're on a right track. I think Thor's still going to get killed off. But with the multiverse, them going down like a whole multiversal thing, I think it's still going to make an appearance, and I think that it still leaves the door open for him to come back as a variant for like the apocalypse doomsday type scenario where a variant of Thor appears. But we already have several variants of Thor.
This is on the other side of Secret Wars. for the OG 6 Avengers, I would be fine if... I don't want them to die. You know, like I said, I want Thor to kind of be in constant, but I would be fine if we just kind of go to the new Avengers routes, go to Sam's Avengers. I think these legacy characters that we have been with since 2008, I think we're good.
That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna pull out of Secret Wars with no OGs because we already have the new Avengers, and they've already.
I don't know how fans will feel about that though.
They've already with Thunderbolts. What do they just start calling them?
Yeah, they're the new Avengers, and then there's Sam's Avengers.
And then what did they set up? Starting with Hawkeye's TV series.
Well, I mean, yeah, they set up
the Young Avengers.
Yeah, like or champions,
Yeah,
you know,
it's just that they're moving on from the Avengers and starting new Avengers and Young Avengers. It's time to move on.
So verdict. I don't think he's gonna die in Doomsday or Secret Wars. I think it was just maybe an emotional post. And one more thing that I needed to add. He did have Chris Hemsworth has stated eventually he is going to step away from acting because he took a test and he's pre-positioned for Alzheimer's, and he said he wants to spend more time with his family. Exactly. And that's very understandable. So that's why I don't think they're going to kill Thor. I think they wanted to have it kind of like an open book, say, hey, this big threat, this big movie is coming. Would you like to come? Yes or no? And it can be completely up to him. I mean, I don't know how old he is. Probably in his 40s. He has to do something. Yeah. He can't just not do anything. So yeah. I think they're gonna leave the door open for him, and he can be like kind of just, oh, is Thor gonna come? Oh, we're in space. Oh, is he gonna? That's what I want them to do.
But what I'm saying is, like, he can die.
I don't.
And still have the door open because they went down a whole entire phase of the MCU.
After Secret Wars, I never want to hear the term multiverse or variant again.
And I think the MCU hears you, but they're still going to do it.
Is this how people feel about remakes? They just this has been the Unprofessional Critics, in case you missed it.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Subscribe for more headlines throughout the week, games, and 60-second reviews.